Now it's the moment we have all been waiting for. We now have a very, very beautiful surprise for you. We are pleased to present you Miss Amani Vernescu, an internationally acknowledged motivational speaker and founder and CEO of Quality Focus, a consulting company with a unique approach to talent development solutions, quality management, cultural transformation, and strategic change management through diverse customized services with the overall enrichment of customer experience first in mind. So Amani will talk about women empowerment, evaluate, appreciate, elevate. Amani, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I feel privileged to share such a day with you. You're probably wondering, what is it that I'm going to tell you that you don't already know? The answer is absolutely nothing. I'm not going to underestimate your intelligence by pretending that I know something more than you do. On the contrary, what I will attempt, however, is to try to refresh your memory, take some of these simple facts that you already know about and have stored into the cloud and try to bring it to the surface of your desktop. So, women empowerment. What's the big fuss all about? Why is it so significant? Why it's so important? I believe there is a quote that sums it up perfectly. They say, if you want to awaken the people, it is the woman that has to be awakened. Once she's on the move, the family is on the move, the village is on the move, and the nation is on the move. There's a very simple fact that we seem to take for granted. Our bodies were naturally made, naturally built as catalysts for change and for bringing a new life into the world. They're also very strongly built to withstand any kind of pressure, internal or external. And if anybody wants to debate that, if you yourself as a woman doubt your own abilities, your own inner powers, please feel free to look at a woman giving natural birth. If she can get up after all that and go on with her life, I'm sure you can face anything that comes your way. But that can only happen provided if you keep reminding yourself that not all obstacles that come your way are there to disrupt your comfort zone and mess up your life. Some of these obstacles that come your way deserve appreciation that they came your way because they actually clear the path for something so much better for you. Unfortunately, in an effort to secure and tighten the grip over our comfort zone, we tend to set boundaries, forgetting the fact that such boundaries do not keep obstacles out. They fence us in, and automatically they limit our own progress and development. I'll give you a small example. I have a client who has recently purchased a company, a very big company with 11 branches. As part of the cultural transformation strategy, I suggested that we meet up with every single manager and supervisor, both men and women, and rediscuss their contracts. We made it crystal clear to all of them. Feel free to bring anything you want to the table. Feel free to speak whatever you want. Bring any suggestions. We've done that. And after we were finished, also we have recruited new female hires as well in order for us to balance a little bit the gender situation. Out of 72 women, only 5 renegotiated their contracts, and only 1, following a lot of sugarcoating, she asked if she maybe, when possible, if her time would come to have a promotion. While out of 96 men, 48 men renegotiated their contracts, and 18 of them clearly stated with strong stance why they deserve promotions. Fast forward a few weeks later, as I was conducting their seminars, I had a big shock. During the workshops, during the interactions, I was surprised at how much leadership traits some of these women had. They had very strong core hard skills as well as soft skills. They deserve definitely more than whatever money they received, and their contracts should have been negotiated. And when I asked them, why did they neglect to do that? From their replies, it was crystal clear to me that they felt they were not entitled to do so. They automatically felt that they were afraid to fail. They were afraid to be rejected. One of the biggest challenges that we face as women are not coming from external areas. They're coming from internal aspects. And one of the biggest one of all is the buildup of a negative mindset that feeds on our fear. You know, ladies, fear is like a chain going around your throat that keeps squeezing and squeezing, eventually leading to our own destruction. It's like we burn our own house to get rid of a mouse. According to Cornell University, following extensive research, they found that 85% of the things we worry about, 85% of the things we're so scared of happening that we put so much of our energy, so much of our resources trying to prevent them from happening, 85% of these things never really happen. Imagine wasting 85% of your energy on something that does not affect you in any way because it never really happens. Empowerment. We keep searching for external factors to make us feel empowered. Well, all the empowerment we really need is already inside us. And yes, it is inside us. If you don't believe me, look at any baby, a crawling baby. When you look at a crawling baby, the very first time when they try to get up, they go, and they fall. They try again, and they fall. No matter how many times they try to get up, even if they cry a little bit, they still continue trying to get up. Now we're talking about a baby that doesn't have any education, no guidance, no experience, nothing whatsoever, but something deep inside them kept on telling them, do not give up. You'd better not give up. Can you imagine if we as babies decided, you know what, the hell with it. I'll crawl for the rest of my life because walking is not for me. Can you imagine if we gave up back then? You'd see the world all crawling on fours. Look at women giving birth. Have you ever seen a woman after all the screaming and crying and pushing, halfway through, she decides, no, forget it, the hell with it, I'm gonna give up, there's no way. I am not going to try further to push that life out of me. Now, how about you? As the dynamic professional you already know you are, don't you think you owe it to yourself? After all the sacrifices you made, after all the suffering you've been through, after all the pain you've been feeling, don't you believe that you owe it to yourself to ignite and awaken your inner resilience to become a vessel to push out and rebirth an upgraded, more vibrant version of yourself? Yes, sometimes our inner empowerment is suppressed because of society and other external factors. But in order for us to ignite that, the passion, and for us to succeed at doing that, the passion has to come from within. In order for us to elevate, there are two things we should always consider. From there, we can branch out. Consistent evaluation of ourselves and appreciation for all the difficulties that come our way. If we consistently self-reflect, if we look with honesty, what are the strengths we have? We celebrate them, but what are the weaknesses we have? Honestly and genuinely, I start to work on them. Women in fintech, as well as all male-dominated industries, you work extra hard on making sure that your hard skills, your core hard skills are very well developed. You focus most of your education on that. We're talking about blockchain skills, software development, everything related to your industry. Today, they are all in demand. What about tomorrow when artificial intelligence, as well as the machine learning start to advance? Some of these hard skills will no longer be in demand. The human factor, on the other hand, and your emotional intelligence, the soft skills will always be in demand. When we're talking about soft skills, we're talking about, take the simplest one of all. Let's talk about communication skills. Yeah, we can all communicate. Our presence, when we appear somewhere, before we even say one single word, our presence will send a message. That message will be perceived before we blabber words out of our mouth. But although we know how to communicate, how many of us truly know how to connect with people? How many of us invest into ourselves in the aspect of working on our negotiation skills, all our soft skills, whether it's problem preventing, problem solving, analytical skills, adaptability, and especially in your industry, such a fast growing pace industry, adaptability is a must, otherwise you get left behind. The fact that we sometimes, hey, we can communicate, we can negotiate, we can do all that. Yeah, we can do all that. But at the moment when you start to think you have mastered a skill and you think you've learned all there is to learn about it, I teach all this for a living, and still every day as I teach, I continue to learn. But the minute you think you have nothing more to learn is the moment that everybody else will surpass you and you will be left behind. You've worked so hard to secure your name on the competitive map of a male-dominated industry. Your soft skills are what's going to keep you and secure your fair market share on that industry. You, women in fintech, you work much harder in order for you to secure finance. The thing is, once you actually do, statistically speaking, it has been proven that you have much bigger ability at generating return on investment than fintech companies that do not have women in leadership positions. The thing is, as we evaluate and as we work on our soft skills, we're talking about also our emotional skills, emotional intelligence skills, because this is one of the most requested nowadays skill in the world for all kinds of industries, including your industry as well. If you want to negotiate, 92% of your negotiation is not based on luck, it's not based on your knowledge, your education. You can get the best education in the world, but in order for you to get the best out of your personal or professional life, you need to learn how to connect with people. And people are always may not remember what you said, what you did, but they're always gonna remember how you made them feel. We need to learn to appreciate. When an obstacle comes your way, you have to always remember, make your mess your message. You have a challenge, you have an obstacle, don't start saying, oh, why me? Why this happens to me every single time? If you start to feel like a victim, you automatically become a victim. But if you see something so difficult coming your way, you gotta say, hey, bring it on. Why is this happening to me? Because I'm strong. Why did it come my path? Because it's trying to teach me something. What is it trying to teach me? How can I take whatever happens to me and turn it into my advantage? How can I extract my diamond out of that kimberlite stone covered in mud? Having a positive mindset and asking the right question is what makes the difference between you elevating or staying where you are. Ladies, emotions are significant drivers of decision making. And we salute all of you women in all male-dominated industries, especially you in fintech, for planting the seeds today. You did not only plant the seeds today for yourself and for securing your fair market share in your industry. You did not just do that only for you. You have created storms that will clear the path for generations to come. Women that are going to get into your industry, everything you're doing today is what makes you become trendsetters of your generation. And all the footsteps you have taken will be the inspiration for all the new generations that will follow. As you have inspired, as you continue to inspire them, the women before you have inspired you and have cleared the way also for you. They say in China, if you want to plan for a year, plant weed. If you want to plan for 10 years, plant trees. If you want to plan for 100 years, educate your women. And I have to tell you, as Stuart Turner said, if anybody says women are the weaker sex, please do try to pull the quilt middle of the night to your side of the bed. You'll see who's stronger there. Ladies, thank you so much for having me, and happy Women's Day. Everybody in the Cyprus Summit and all the organizers, X Valley Technologies Limited, as well as Antonia, Panis, Andreas, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amani. Wow. What can I say? I mean, amazing speech, amazing energy. And honestly, I do wait until the next time we see you, like to be live and to see you. Wow. Wow.
I am very humbly honored.